Welcome back to the Road of Abundance with my guys. Today I have Teo and Scarlett, two amazing friends. So guys, thanks for joining me. And today we're going to talk about multiple stuff. First, I know that you guys are very spiritual. I like that. You manifest a lot in your life. Second thing, you both are on social media and you have been in a relationship for almost 7 years. So it's kind of cool. I like it. And your relationship is doing good. So I want to talk about relationship, what makes it good. How do you end up being on social media and all the jealousy, which you don't have. So it's amazing. And also, congratulations on your song. You have a new song coming. You signed
you, bro.
it.
I appreciate that.
Sing really good. So you're going to the top, bro.
My guy.
Tell me about you. And then Scarlett, tell me about you, like your story as individual and then as a couple.
Yeah. So like it all started, I always had like ambitions and dreams from like a young age. I'd always listen to like a lot of rap music, funnily enough, and like get inspired by it. It sort of started when I was like, oh yeah, I like had these like big dreams of like, you know, always wanting to live in America. I can be in those music videos too. Like that can be me. So then like, you know, my love for music started growing. I got better at writing songs and like, you know, developing my voice. Then, won the green card lottery. She was like an actress on Neighbours for like 2 years. And yeah, it was like the timing worked out during COVID. We moved over here. And like, you know, just risked it all. And yeah, we didn't even plan to do TikTok, but like we came here and we started just like, you know, taking off. Like it obviously didn't work at the start. Maybe like the first 4 months before we came to America, I was trying every day on TikTok. Nothing would blow up.
In Australia?
Yeah. I would post videos and get so like disheartened, like, oh, like this sucks, like whatever. Then we came here, I feel like I had like a consciousness shift in energy. And like I just started, instead of being like a victim, started being like, you know what, like, you know, we're here, I'm grateful for every day. And like just started having fun with it more so. And then everything started working out. And 6 months later, everything's manifested and, you know.
That's cool. Awesome. So you were on a TV show and you got the green card too?
Yeah, I got the green card through the show I was on.
That's
it helps you get one it's called an EB1 green card, which actually is called an extraordinary talent green card, which you can only get if you're like on a show or something. So I was very lucky and it worked out for Teo perfectly because he won the
I wouldn't call it luck. I mean, you guys aligned, it manifested.
Yeah.
You had the ID to move. Then you were on the show. You won the lottery. So, I mean, what's the chances of winning the lottery? I think you guys manifested it.
We definitely
Well,
did.
interestingly enough, I spoke to an old friend. He DM'd me on IG. I think he lives in Spain now. He's playing soccer. But another friend, I talked to him and he's like, yeah, I remember on the last day of school, like he said to me, I was like, what are you doing after school? And I was like, and you were like, oh, I'm going to go move to LA. And I was like, what the fuck? I wasn't even making like proper music back then. Like I didn't even know like I wanted to do that. So the fact that I was saying that before like I even had the idea and then the green card came, it's like, wow, you know, it's crazy.
That's cool. So I guess you manifested it. Like you see the vision, you both had the vision. And then also when you started TikTok, I think, like you said, you were not in a good mentality. And that proves that when you elevate your vibration and you start seeing yourself as successful, because when you were doing it before, you were like, it's not working, it's not working. So every time that you say that and you push a video out, actually, it's not going to work.
No.
And then when you start getting millions of views, you're like, the next one is going to be big. It's going to be big. And then you just think that the next one is big. So you keep manifesting like success.
Yep. Yeah, the more grateful you are, the more the universe gives you, I feel. Definitely.
That's dope. Amazing. So you both doing social media, OnlyFans, music, like bunch of stuff. Tell me a little bit about your relationship. Let's start with that. Like, how do you guys build successful relationship?
Yeah, I think it all starts with loving yourself firstly, like always having like respect for your own body and, you know, waking up in the morning and like, you know, looking in the mirror, not just like your appearance, but like just being proud of who you are. I think that creates like a lot of room for like growth for us because we both love ourselves. So it's not like I have to search for her to find something, you know, to make me feel better or vice versa, you know? So like, yeah, loving yourself. And then obviously when you have freedom to be like who you want, like, cause we're both creative. So we give each other freedom to like be who we want. Then there's no like trust issues because like, you know, we it's not even like, oh, I'm jealous. Like sometimes we make videos. I'm like, yes, say that, like, you know, do that more, like, cause it'll make a better video, even though like, I don't care, but I know that it's better for the end result.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just, it's just for entertainment. It's not like it's real, you know.
I know
Exactly.
some people take it so seriously, but I think in a relationship, especially like with us, the most important thing is two things. Trust, obviously, which we've got like 1000% trust, which is why he can do whatever he wants. I can do what I want. And the only time we ever get worried is if it's for our safety, I'd say. You only call me if I'm like, you know, I'm going to Vegas this weekend. The only time he'll question me is, are you going to be safe? Are you doing anything stupid? So it's trust and security within yourself, especially as a female. Like, I'm very confident. And I know people in relationships sometimes aren't, and it can come down to low self-esteem and blah, blah, blah. So we got those two things. So I think that's why with us, we're just...
Yeah, because there's
It's
a lot
easy.
of guys and girls kissing Teo. You know, the kiss
all the
is
time.
like-
It's a common occurrence.
On the
Tell you.
cheek is fine. Yeah.
Sometimes.
But I was gonna say,
you
keep going. I have
you got
something.
distracted. Yeah.
No, I was you go.
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, when we both like, it's not like one of us is like, and I don't mean this like shallowly, but I mean it's not like one of us is like, oh, really ugly, or like it's like we both like have people that want to like be with us, so it's like we both experience what it feels like to be wanted, and therefore we both understand that like we're feeling the same thing, but we'd
Yeah.
rather be with each other, you know.
And you both understand that it's better to have a partner
Exactly.
and build something strong than just fucking around.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good. That's powerful.
Yeah, 100%.
That's cool.
Oh, and also like, just like it's almost like we've been here from the start, seeing our careers grow. So as much as we're interested in ourselves growing as spiritually and human beings, we're very interested in watching our careers grow together. Because
Yeah.
like she does a lot for my music. You know, I'm like
Yeah.
filming all her self tapes. So we're really in it
Their
together.
auditions.
Because like we're in love with each other's careers as well. You know.
Yeah, you helping
Not
each
just the-
other.
yeah.
That's the key, I think. Like your relationship is working because you got trust, respect. I know because I've seen that when you do video, like she gives you the like, okay, you can do it. Like
Yeah,
if
do
the
that,
girl
yeah.
is gonna kiss, then she's
Yeah.
like, okay, good or
Yeah.
whatever. And like, even if you're super young and like you kind of like 7 years together, meaning you were like 17 when you started
18,
dating.
yeah.
Yeah. So some people are like, oh, like you miss your young time to fuck around and this, but you understand very young that it's better to have a woman that's gonna have your back and that you can build something with her than just going in and mixing your energy with tons of women here.
100%. I feel like even from a young age, like I sort of went through that, playing around stage like before 18. So
Yeah.
it's like, I've always been like an old soul. So like it was enough for me to realize, yeah, this isn't
What I want.
like you're doing it, but you're not really like enjoying it because
Yeah.
it's like you feel like you have to because, they
It's
To
kind
want
get
of
it out of the
ego.
way.
yeah, ego, they want you. So you're like, oh, it makes me feel good. But it's not
Yeah.
really like real love,
I remember when
Yeah.
we started dating and he wanted to be in a relationship and I was like, you're too young, not yet. I said, get it out of your system. And he's like, are you crazy? And I was like, go out with girls, please. Because I know when we are together, like it will be for
And
so
then
long.
Teo
for
was like,
forever.
let's just do tons of threesome.
Basically, yeah.
I'm like, no.
And then 200 threesome later, 7 years down the line. No,
That's
I'm
the real
kidding.
secret.
Force your girl, no way, I'm kidding. But yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah,
What
I
are you doing
understood
after
you.
this? No,
I understood like at a young age. Well, not that young. I wasn't like 17, but when you do it and you want all that, it's all your ego. Like you want the girls just to say, oh, I had this girl, and tell your boy, and it's always like you're so proud to tell your boys that, yo, I
Yes.
got this girl, bro, look at her, and at the end you don't, like you're like me in terms we talked a lot, and you're like me. It's like at the end you don't even do it for yourself. You're like, yeah, you kind of enjoy sex because we love sex, but at the end you're like not really wanting to have sex with those girls. You're kind of doing it because
Yeah, you
that's
feel
the thing to
obligated,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, you're so cool, you're hot, you should fuck girl. That's what
Yeah.
you should do.
Yeah, I like when we first moved here, had like a serving job, and a lot of the times girls would just you'd be like, oh, like really forward, like what are you doing after this? And I'd like really be watching it from like a third person perspective, like watching my life like in this conversation. I'm like, that's she really just wants me to like make her feel more secure because like I'm good looking, so it like validates her sense of self-esteem. And I'm like, that's so sad.
So you used to frustrate you. It was so funny. I was like,
yeah,
you
like made me
relax.
mad. I'm like, I want to give this girl a hug or something. And just be
Don't
like,
cry.
you got daddy issues now. Something.
Yeah, but it's cool that you realize it young. I mean, fuck, I was still 2 years ago. I was still even working on subconscious validation that I needed because sometimes I couldn't even control myself. Like not in a bad way, but if you're single and then there's a hot girl, she's like, "Yo, let's have sex," and you're like, "Why not?" Because sex is not like alcohol for me. It's not a bad thing. But at the end, you realize that if you want to manifest a better life, it's good to have a partner. Because sex is magic and sex is creation and is the most powerful creative energy. And I see it with both of you guys because you do it in the good way. So you've been here for 6-7 months now?
Maybe like just a year. We moved like literally a year.
And your career, I went from like nothing to crazy and you signed the song, you have other song going on. Same thing for you. Tons of good stuff is happening. So we see that it's positive result to have a powerful relationship.
100%. And I'd say like moving... As much as I love my family and like our families and stuff, we miss them so much. But I think it's so important for someone if they like have dreams and stuff. Obviously, from countries like Australia, I know like it's a bit of a European culture as well, where people they're like, oh, don't do that. Just like live an easy life, like get a normal job. And I feel like when you get away from all that and you really just like force yourself to be uncomfortable, that's when their energy can't ruin your manifestation. So like
the shift happens.
Yeah, the shift happens. You can build your life. And like we'd come here, you know, for months at a time, and things would maybe start to happen. Then I go home and it would fall apart, you know.
Yeah, you need to restart again.
And I was like, fuck. That's why like we decided to move here. It was like the best decision ever.
Yeah, you're like me. I said it when I was young. I always knew I was gonna move to California. At 21, I had the plan, and then I was coming for a few years. But as you say, when you start getting momentum, and then you go back, and then you kind of lose all the momentum you have. Then you come back, and it's like doing it again. And what I like about you guys is you took a big risk because you believe and you know where you're going. So you quit everything you had back home, came to America, LA, and you just decided to make it.
Absolutely.
That's cool. Let's talk about your routine that makes you successful. Do you meditate, read book? Like, what do you do that you guys make you successful?
Do you want to start?
Okay, so Teo's a little bit better at that than me. But meditating, I would say he would do every single morning. I try to do at least a few times a week because my mum's a yoga therapist. So she's always on my back about it. And it's incredible, though. Meditating is everything. And if I'm ever stressed, it is the only thing that will calm me down. It's incredible. That and yoga combined is so good. So I do yoga every day. I do my stretches. But for us, it's working out every day as well. Like, you have to have some form of routine, whether you've got like the busiest day ever or not. I think it's getting up, meditating, doing your workout at some point in the day, and keeping a healthy diet. That's
if I don't leave the house. So basically, like I like to wake up earlier. Unfortunately, when you live in LA, you have like late nights, you know, socializing, parties, networking. So when we do go to bed late, I like to at least get up before 9, so maybe 8 o'clock. But if I don't have a late night, I like to get up 6:30 or something. Always like a 5-minute to 30-minute meditation. I don't like to time them. I just like to see how long I want to be in that moment. I've had cold showers every single day for the last 6 years.
Every day?
No, yeah, every single fucking day.
Amazing. What do you like the most about it? And like now it's easy for you because once you do it like a lot, it becomes easy. Yeah,
like I literally put on the warm water and I hate it. It's like, oh, it's disgusting. So like what I like most would be how clear your mind gets. You just feel so present, and it's almost like a shortcut to feeling
powerful.
Or powerful or enlightened, you know, just for that brief moment, and then you can realize, oh, this is how conscious I need to be throughout my day. Like this is the height of it, sort of thing. So like cold showers, that
you do a breathing while you cold shower, like.
I do breathing separately. If I'm in like an ice bath, then I'll do breathing.
There's a lot of screaming sometimes. He's like, wow.
Yeah, sometimes I'm so hyped, I'll just be like, I'll put on like a really crazy song and just like go crazy. But what I like to do is manifest in a cold shower, because I feel like it really accelerates, you know, your manifestations.
So what do you do when you manifest? Like, what's your way of manifesting?
So I'll like close my eyes, like feel the water on my neck, and be like. Sometimes I'll say it out loud, but sometimes not. but I'll say like I'm so grateful for this moment, like to feel like what I'm feeling, and then like just really think about, well, not think about, but feel like my future life, and not even like not even pretend what it is, but be like, I'm so glad I have this, this label deal or this something, like this is everything.
Like you're already feeling it.
Yeah, like I got this, like this is amazing, and I'm feeling the cold water, and it's making me feel so powerful, So, and then like just focus on my third eye a little bit, and that's basically.
That's good.
Yeah.
Amazing. Awesome. So we see it's working, it's coming, and your deals are going good. So I'm super happy for you.
Thank you, bro.
Let's talk about your favorite book.
Favorite book would have to be, it would probably be The Power of Now. Yeah, that was like, her mum actually introduced me to it. She got it, was it for Christmas or birthday? Something.
At Cartelle.
Yeah, I think like the first time I like understood what anxiety was, I was like sitting around the table with my family, and I was like, guys, like I don't know what this, I was like completely naive. I think I was maybe 20, and I was like, I don't know what this feeling is, but like, I feel like I'm just not here. I feel like I'm like watching myself, or like, just like I can't see, like I can see the wall, but it looks blurry. And no one like knew what it was. And then like when I told her, she was like, yeah, that's anxiety.
He had every single symptom, because I used to have it when I was young. Yeah. And I was like, that's anxiety. And sometimes if you don't know what it is, like it's really scary. It makes you even more panicked and more anxious because you don't know what these symptoms are.
Yeah. And then I realized, mum got me that book, and that I think I read that 9 times in like 1 year.
That's crazy.
Because the first time I was like, oh, when I read something, it's not like
absorbing.
No, but it's not like, oh, this is something, oh, it's telling me to do this, or I already know that. It's like I'll read something and it, the feeling of the words, and you go, oh, that's so true. Like you resonate with it, But every time I read it, I'd get something different, because like you have to experience life in between. And ever since doing that, and then I tried to force meditations for the first like 2 or 3 years. I'd wake up at the same time, feel uninspired. Like, everyone now who doesn't meditate or is unconscious, well, that sounds crazy, but if you told them to meditate, instantly their ego's like, no, I don't want to because I don't know what it is, or like
they feel like it's a waste of time or stuff.
I went through that for 2 years of being like, of hating it. I was like falling asleep in my meditations. I was like, didn't enjoy it, like wasn't getting the benefits. And then one day, like I think it's like a consciousness shift. Like I think I had something bad happen like in the past, and I like was conscious of that. And once I like let go of that negative energy and like the trauma and whatever, like Joe Dispenza and stuff helped me like as well.
That's cool.
But once I went through that, there was so much space inside of me, and I finally like felt like high in my meditations, even without breathing properly. And then like when you do all the breathing as well, it's like full benefits. So yeah.
That's cool. Did you start reading the 4 Agreements?
I finished it.
Oh, already?
Cool.
I think I gave it to you like a week ago, a week and
I
a
read
half.
it on the plane.
Dude, that was amazing.
Oh yeah, you read it on the plane. That's what you told me.
I like the first agreement to have it in impeccable word.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that book changed my life. That's
for you. That's the one.
Yeah, that's one of like Power of Now is very powerful, becoming supernatural too. But 4 Agreement is the book that I was like, okay, as of now, I live my life by those 4 agreements, and I started just doing it.
Yeah.
Like, and the last agreement is like do your best. So it's like I was just doing my best all the time.
Do your best for the 3 first agreements.
Yeah. Like all the time for everything. Like even if it's a bad day, do your best for that day. So yeah, even if you're not feeling 100%, you're tired, do your best for this day.
Your best at 80%. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if your best is like 80% of normal, but it's 100% of that day, just do 80%, which is 100%.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite book?
I'm not much of a reader, but he does get me to read. I read some of that book on the plane. That was good. Power of Now is great, but the series that I loved, it's not.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I know this answer.
Twilight. So good. Like it's honestly.
She loves the fantasy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's unreal.
This guy's in Werewolf.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I just love like delving into like that kind of thing and like characters' fantasy. They were awesome. I love those books.
That's cool. As long as it inspire you. Yeah. So what advice you would give to your younger self, like, or people that are listening, like, kind of stuff that changed your life, or like I know we talked about meditation and stuff, but like any advice that you would tell either your younger self or people that are listening?
Okay. I'd say also like recently I had some like a friend that passed away, and like some other people that have died and stuff. As sad as it is, in a weird way, death inspires me because it makes me go like, "You shit, you really don't know when your time is."
Yeah.
So it's like, I would say don't waste a second. Yeah, don't waste a second, but feel like you deserve everything, and don't listen to what other people say, because at the end of the day, when you die, they're going to forget about you. So you might as well live your life. And if people say negative things to you, it's because they feel shit about themselves. So just feel good about
That's true.
Feel good about yourself and do what you want to do at the end of the day.
That's one of the agreement. Like, don't let other people's opinion like affect you, because you can't control how you make them feel with your thoughts and what you say, and they're not supposed to affect you. Like, if someone say, "Oh, Teo, you're ugly," okay, like, why would it affect you? Like, it's your opinion, not mine.
Yeah,
So,
I know. I don't think I'm ugly, nor is it important. You know.
No, exactly. What would you tell like your younger self?
We talk about that all the time, so I'd say that's a big one. To be in the now and to be patient.
So
Patience is key.
That's smart.
for people that didn't read The Power of Now and stuff like that, what is it to be in the now? Let's talk about it.
Me? Yeah. Yeah, to be in the now is to not identify with your past and future. If you live in the future, you're anxious. If you live in the past, you're depressed. Yeah, so if you to stay out of your mind, to not identify with your thoughts.
Which is easier said than done.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually really hard to
To
do.
be like present when you do stuff, basically. So let's say we're playing soccer. We play soccer. I don't think about what my ex did, what the girl I'm seeing, she didn't answer the text, this and that. Just enjoy the moment, because like you said, you never know when you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You have limited time. Everybody comes for a journey and to experience this 3D reality. And you want to experience it to the fullest. So sometimes it's like, I used to be like you a lot. I was still like, my mom always tell me, it's like you're present, but you're not here. Because my brain is always like rolling so high.
Yeah.
Because I consider myself as a super smart person, but I'm always thinking about everything all the time. And then I was just not present. And then life is all about being. And then from creating from inside, that's why investing time, a lot of people are like, I don't want to meditate, I don't want to exercise, I don't want to do this. This is because I don't have time. But actually, you think in time in 3D. We think of in time in fifth
5D,
dimension.
yeah.
So there's no time, there's no present, there's no past, there's no future. It's all the present moment. So if you invest time, you can do what we call quantum leap, which is basically a jump in time, and you can manifest stuff a lot faster. And don't ask how, just trust and do it.
Yeah, and don't come from a lack of, but come from gratitude. I think one thing that really actually changed the fuck out of my life was, instead of being like, oh, lack of whatever, or like, oh, it'd be nice.
I want this, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have that car, and like all these people, like, you know, sometimes it's materialistic, sometimes it's not, but just being like, you should be grateful just to be alive. Like, the purpose of us being here is just to be. Like, just to be here. And once I decided that anything on top of just being alive is a bonus, like this shirt on my body, you know, the person that I love.
Yeah, you should take it off, bro. It's a bonus.
Yeah, that's the icing on the cake, you know, like,
Yeah.
just having anything outside of being alive. And then once you realize that, you get those things like, making a lot more money than I thought I ever would, and like whatever, all those things, but I don't identify with it. I don't identify. That's why I'm not really a big fan of jewelry. Like, I like to have my look, but like,
It's okay to have material as long as you're not.
I don't get my happiness from it. It's
exactly.
Just like, oh, it's
Like,
just there, and then it becomes a game all of a
It's like an
sudden.
extra.
It's,
It's not,
yeah.
it's not even like a
like
real
you
thing
have your
anymore.
car, but tomorrow you could get rid of it. You have this nice fancy place, but tomorrow you could get rid of it. And as you said, it's like being grateful for what you have now.
Yeah.
And that's what I do now. It's like so grateful to have this new apartment and this and that. And when I complain, I call it first world problem. It's like you already have everything, but you're like, oh, I would fix this. It's like complaining for complaining. Like, but you have to remember to be grateful.
100%. I like to think of life as like a playground, and a lot of people get mad at this because they're like, well, I have bills to pay, and you know, I have a family to feed. But it's like, literally from the moment you're born, you're marching towards your death. So you literally have the choice to wake up, and it's like a playground. It's like you can choose whatever you want to do in your day. And people who go like, oh, but I have a shit job. It's like, well, you chose that job.
Or you choose to stay, or you choose not to do a side hustle.
Yeah, you chose not to be motivated after work, or, you know,
exactly.
so it's like
There's
everyone
always
has
extra time.
like
There's
literally,
always time.
yeah, just like choose whatever you want to do in your seconds.
Yeah,
you know?
and then you're lucky because this, because that, but everybody can be lucky. It's just aligning talent and doing what you have to do,
putting
and
in the work,
creating, and
Yeah.
then manifesting it.
100%.
So it's like you aligned, and that's why a millionaire mindset. That's how I call it. It's like someone that no matter what, is gonna get back to it. So even if I would go bankrupt, even if which I did, even anything happened to me, I know I'll get back to this,
Yeah.
like lifestyle or life, or I'll make it successful because I breed it. Like
Yeah.
it's in me. I know where I'm going, and I don't even doubt it.
Yeah, it's not even like you're kidding yourself. It's like you just know it. You know it.
Yeah, exactly. And I take risk, and you do too. And it's like both came. It's like we all came here. We know LA is expensive. We came. We had nothing. I had to work for my green card. I had to do stuff. Then you have to pay money. And then I invested everything in crypto back then. Lost everything. Now I invested again everything. Like I'm not
And
afraid.
no
to
one
lose.
made you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did
like
that.
I lost everything once because I did bankruptcy. Then all the money I had, I put them back in crypto. Got my Bitcoin stolen, like 10 Bitcoin.
Oh, wow.
Then I dropped
Fuck.
crypto, and now I put everything, all my money in crypto and other stuff because I don't care about the material, as you said. I'm ready to risk it all.
Yeah.
To take a chance. Like I put 30,000 on something that was a bet. Like either I make it millions or I fucking lose it. And people are like, 30,000. Yeah, but bro, if you save your money and you don't take risks, you're never gonna do those stories that we hear that these people invested and then got so rich. That's how they did it. Like they
Yes.
were ready to risk everything. And a lot of people are attached to material and attached to their ego, and because they don't want to fail, and people just want you to fail, but I don't care what they think. The important is what you think.
And when you said you lost those 10 Bitcoin, any other person or 95% of the population would have been like, I give up, become like a Netflix recluse, like, you know, just like wank all day and like eat shit food and like, oh, the world hates me,
Yeah.
I lost all my money. But it's, you know, it takes someone to be like, oh, it's fine. Like, and
Yeah,
really come
especially after my bankruptcy. Like, I just had the money, and I was like, okay, let's go. I need something. I want to put it all on something. And then I was like, this is Bitcoin, guys. And the Bitcoin was like $1,000. So back then, like $10,000 was a lot of money. It was all the money I had in my bank account, and I just put it all. And I was like, fuck, somebody stole my Bitcoin, because the guy left with 275 million left to Dubai. It was the biggest exchange in Canada, which just got all stolen. And I was like,
Wow.
oh, this sucks. This hurt. And then I borrowed money to take trading classes. And then I got scammed on the trading classes, took other classes, invested more money.
Because they told you to buy a certain one, like certain
Nah,
thing,
it's just
or-
like the guy were scammers. Like they faked that they were making money and shit just because they had the Lambo. I kind of trusted it,
yeah.
but Lambo doesn't mean shit. So
Swipe
yeah.
up to get this Lambo. Yeah.
So there was people in my town, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's like I don't take a lost or short term.
But that's the learning.
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
It's the journey, you know, and you
Yeah.
learn from that, and then
So next question, like talking about lust and stuff, like when is something that was very bad for you, like something that, like let's say you bankrupt or whatever, and then you thought it was very negative and end up being a victory?
you want to go first? If not, I got something.
I feel like there's a big one for you. I can't think of what it is right now, but
There was actually some guys because when we're coming to LA, I'd always be like, instead of it being invested in people's energies and like, you know, building together like I am now with like a lot of influencers and musicians and writers and stuff. Back then it was more like, that's that. Like, what can he do for me? You know, and I'd be making a lot of connections with these people, but they'd all be telling me that like, oh, like, you know, within the industry, like you need to be, like, yeah, your music's good, but you need to be famous before we can work with you, or like, blah, blah. And just coming to that realization, I was like putting all my money into ads and like, you know, Instagram swipe ups, all that, trying to be creative. And like, I just felt like I literally felt like I'm the best fucking artist in the world and no one knows it, you know? And 2 years of that and writing, you know, like 100 songs, you know, every 6 months or whatever, and like putting out like 50 songs a year, it came to a point where I was like, I remember we're in like a Hollywood apartment and we're there for like 3 months, and I was just like looking over the balcony and I was like, fuck, maybe I should just jump. No, I was like, I was too much pain. I was like, this is just not worth it. Because I was like expecting, you know, and not being in the present moment and enjoying the journey. When really, like, I didn't, obviously. But what that like transgressed to was me realizing, all right, fuck, I think I know how I'm going to do it. And like, okay, I'm going to put out quality music and not just like write songs and put them out. So like strip back everything. Yeah, like had like 3 solid songs out, like started working with other people. And just like when we came back to LA last year and just enjoying life and just going, you know, if someone invites you to something, yeah, all right, I'll come, instead of going like, oh, like what's in it for me? Or should I just go home? Like, all right, yes to everything. It's like yes, man, you know, a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, then like everything starts happening for you because you're just grateful. Like
Different vibration that you put out there.
You're grateful to just talk to someone.
Not expecting it all the time.
And then all of a sudden the universe will give you a sign and be like, oh, I should email this person for you, and you know, maybe get you that, you know, because you're really talented, and then it works out. But before it would be like, oh, can you email this person? You know, it's desperation.
Yeah.
So like, I think
different frequency.
when you stop clinging and stop wanting, and you just let it come to you, then
Because what you're chasing is chasing you. That's what we used to say. So if I'm chasing something, it's chasing me. It's going where I was, and I'm going where it is.
Yes.
And then if you're here and you just manifest like a magnet, things are coming to you. Sometimes you might not feel it because it's coming slowly, like you would want it faster.
Mm-hmm.
But life's gonna give it to you whenever you're ready.
Absolutely.
So since you change your frequency of vibration when you were ready, now things are happening to you.
And like you said, patience as well. So what loss would you think about?
Okay, so I've got one. I don't know if it's like a full loss, but this is cool. So when I auditioned for the show I was on, a year before I auditioned for, the audition came up and it was like a bit part, which is like a one-line thing in the show. It was literally like one line. It was like, hi, how are you? And I had to audition for it for like the biggest show in Australia. And I was like, if I don't get this, honestly, like I can't even book a commercial right now. It was so hard, especially coming from Australia. It is multicultural, but at that point,
they don't frown upon it, but they frown upon people that aren't like the classic Aussie Margot Robbie look, you know.
Yeah, because
like
that's an
too
Australian
foreign,
look.
like, you know.
And I'm ethnic, right? So like it was very hard for someone Sri Lankan like me to like book a role in Australia. It's just how it was. So anyway, I went for the audition, did my one line, left, and I didn't get the role. And I was like, oh my God, like I can't book anything if I can't book a one-line thing or a commercial. But I just knew this show I was going to get at some point. And I was like, I'm too good for that one line. I need a main part. And then a year later, the audition came through.
She had, actually remember, you had that realization. And she's like, maybe it's just because I need to be for mains. Like, you know, I need a main role. And like that's why I'm not getting these side
I'm going to tell myself that anyway. And then I went in for the big audition a year later for the main role, which was like a series regular. And in the audition, the casting director was like, yep, cool, next. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, maybe I'm not going to get it. And he was like, nah, this is your role. I'm like, you say that all the time. A week later, I booked the role. And I'm like, oh my God. So that loss was like better in disguise. Because if I got that one-line role,
you wouldn't have got the big one.
I wouldn't have been able to get the big one. So
I think the lesson is that sometimes the universe doesn't give you something because you're too good for it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna give you more. Same thing with when I was searching for an apartment, and sometimes you want relationships so bad, and you put the wrong frequency, and the apartment was searching them. It's gonna come in the vlog, but I almost signed 3 apartments. One of them, the girl sent me the lease. I was gonna put my signature on it, and then I was like, what the fuck? She called me. She's like, no, 2 people signed. They didn't message for a week, so I was going to sign you, but now they came back and they signed. I'm like, what?
And you wanted it so bad.
I was like, the fuck? I want the house. I already told everybody I was going to get it. I sent picture to my family. I was like, I get this big house. And I was like, okay, this is bad. And then it happened with another apartment. I was going to get it. I was like, I can't find anything. And I had a list of everything I wanted for the apartment, which I'm going to show in the podcast. It's exactly the apartment that I have now. And sometimes life is going to show you stuff. And you know when you say talking out loud? Like I remember I told myself, like, I wanted this apartment. I was like, I can't get anything. You know, I'm going to sign this one. It's not bad. I'm not going to get everything I want, but it's okay. And then I was in Miami and I was like, 6 months the apartment was on the market. Nobody rented it. And then I said out loud, I was like, okay, I'm talking to my higher self. I'm like, if this house is for me, when I come back from Miami, I sign it. If it's not for me, it's in 3 days, somebody will rent it.
Oh, fuck.
So it's Friday. I come back Monday. I'm like, I'm fucking tired. I do that Tuesday. Tuesday, I go on the website. I'm like, what the fuck? The apartment is not there anymore. And then I call the girl. It's like, oh, we rented it yesterday. I'm like,
You're like, why didn't you tell me?
You're like, fuck. And then I was laughing because I was like, that's a pretty clear sign that it's not for me. And then like sometime, and then I was so mad. I was like, fuck, it's been so many apartments that I'm like, I'm done, bro. And then I left for Canada. I was like, I'm fucking done. Like, I'm leaving. I told Alfie, I'm like, bro, if the last apartment that I was trying to sign, because it was a nightmare, I'm like, if I don't get this one, I swear to God, I start traveling again. I'm going out of LA for 6 months. I'm done. And then I was like, I'll go to Bali, because I almost moved to Bali before LA. I was like, I'm just going to change my vibe. Like, I'm tired of searching for apartment here.
Yeah.
And then, fuck, life came through. And sometimes it's
You're
like...
meant to be here.
Yeah. You have to stop chasing and just wait and ask exactly what you want. And that's what you did. You're like, I want this main role. I'm going to go for it. And this is it. I'm getting it.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Fuck yeah.
So you also have very healthy habit. You work out, you eat good. Now, since I think 2 weeks, I make you do a lot of vegan stuff, which you guys like a lot.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I've tried going vegan like maybe 3 years ago for like 9 months. I didn't really do it properly because I wasn't like very educated on the nutrition. I just have like veggie patties and like like beans and rice, like whatever. But yeah, obviously hanging out with you, there's a lot of options. And you can make it so it's fun and it is better food. Like, and I wouldn't.
You feel the difference.
You feel so much better. Like we just ate, some vegan food together, and it was. I don't feel like full and burping and bloated, And I think always spiritually, it's better to like feel emptier physically inside.
Yeah. So you don't have this brain fog.
Yeah. And that way you're more connected with your higher self. Yeah. So very grateful to be friends with you so you can keep guiding us on that journey. But I think.
I mean, you make your own decision. You guys are already healthy. I'm just guiding, showing the way. And like often people, when I tell them I'm vegan, like I do 90% vegan. So if I want to have, or if I travel and I want to have some fish or whatever, because I do it for spiritual reason mostly, I still allow myself to do it. I'm not crazy and I don't force people to do it. But I like showing people that, hey, actually vegan food, it's way more tasty because they have to mix a lot of ingredient. And when you eat it, you feel amazing because it's from the earth, like it's nature. And it's fulfilling. And you guys have such a crazy, like, healthy lifestyle. Like, what you put in your body, your diet is your thoughts, your meditation, the exercise, and then the food. So having all that is increasing your vibration and manifestation. And you see it on a daily basis.
No, 100%. I'd say like a good healthy habit also, like since I was young, always did it. I never watched the news.
That's good.
I would see my parents watching the news, like come home from school, sit on the TV and be like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck are you watching? I'm like, this sounds like shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, and 5 people died.
It's always that.
30 minutes and like blah, blah, blah. And I just knew like this is created to provoke fear in people because it makes them more money,
In Canada, in marketing, we were saying that it's a triple S. So it's in French. It means sex, blood. So it's like 3 S in French, but it's like sex, blood, and a scandal.
What is it in French?
Sang. Sang means blood, so it's SSS. And it's like, that's all you're going to see on the news, so it's not going to elevate your vibration. So I was doing the same. I didn't have a TV. Like, I was always watching documentary, Egyptian stuff. Like, I was super interested in the nature documentary. I was watching a lot of the Animal Channel. Like, there was, like, a channel just for animals.
National Geographic?
Yeah. So good, bro. Like, the animals teach you the dolphin, how they talk to each other. And I was like...
You like seeing animals have sex, huh?
Yeah. That's why I watch you guys now. No, but, like, yeah. If you don't watch the news, which, guys, you should stop watching the news and all the bullshit and choose what you want to put in your diet. Put your thoughts, the news, and, like, choose the channel. Yeah. Like, Gaia is amazing, too. Like, it's like...
What is
Netflix,
Gaia?
but spiritual Netflix.
Oh, okay.
So there's a documentary on psychedelic water that if you talk to your water, if you say thank you, if you play good music, the water is going to crystallize in a certain way. If you talk shit to your water, or if you play super heavy frequency metal music, all that stuff, the water is very bad and kind of traumatized. Yeah. And imagine if your body is made out of 70-something% of water. I don't know the exact number. Or something. Yeah, it's a crazy number. So if it affects the water, it also affects all the molecule and the water in your body and the energy. So you have to be careful of everything that you put in your body.
But knowing that and seeing that people still don't try to make a difference to their overall
Yeah.
consciousness or like thought patterns. It baffles me. It's like you're selling yourself short of your own happiness, like not
Yeah.
happiness, but like peace. You know.
People
But
are
at the
always
end of
drawn
the
to
day,
negativity.
yeah, at the end of the day, we can only guide people. I can only show you the way and share what I experience, and then you let them do their choice. Like, even if I tell people that I have been trying for years, like tell people that they should exercise, they should change their diet and this and that, but people still gonna go to McDonald's. They want to self-sabotage. So I let go. I don't put energy into it. You want to do it. Even when I take client on one-on-one, I tell them, if you're gonna waste my time, I don't give a fuck about your money. You're wasting my time. I don't have time to waste with you. Like people that gonna smoke weed, be drug, drink alcohol, and have all the bad habits and want me to train them, bro, I don't care about your money. You're wasting my time. Like, I don't want to train you. If you're gonna put the time and put the effort, I'm willing to coach you. But I just let go of all that. I don't want this energy around me. Like, I want people that are willing to change and ready to do the good stuff. And yeah, there's no need to force anyone on anything. Like, I know that you love reading, so I gave you a book. Like, it's cool to share with people that want.
Yeah.
I don't want to work with people that don't want to work. Like, so people that are listening to the podcast because they want to change, I'm happy to share and show them what they can do.
100%.
And that's why I invite cool people and people that vibrate on the same level, so they can see that no matter where you are, like, just doing it for a year of, not a year because you've been doing it for a longer, but really committed. And so I've been doing it for years, but when you really find the way that you do it and the good way,
it's like snap.
then it's like, that's what I call quantum leap. It's like,
So true.
no matter what you do, you could quantum leap 5-10 years in the future that you would be having that bad lifestyle, that job at 60,000. I don't say that 60,000 is bad, but let's say you have that job at 60,000 and you dream of a job at 200,000 and you see on the timeline, oh, I can't have it and this and that. And then you decide to trust and have faith and do it. And you could quantum leap 1 year later, get that $200,000 job and be like, what happened? Wow.
Yeah.
And people just don't have faith. They don't trust themselves.
Yeah, I would urge like everyone to, because most people live their lives like this. They'll have a bad experience, and let's say like it happened when they're in a yellow car, right? Every time they see the word yellow, they see a yellow umbrella, they see like someone wearing a yellow top, bang, like familiar feelings, the anxiety gets triggered, they feel the emotions they felt when that bad experience happened.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to just like try and forget about it and shrug it off, and then it keeps living in the energy stored in your cells. So if you just put in the work and confront that experience or the fears and just like, release
Face
that.
your shadows.
Face it and, embrace it and say, this happened for a reason, and, I forgive myself, or I forgive the others for what they did or whatever, and let that out of your cells. That's when you have space to
there's
create
a book,
a better life.
The Untethered Soul.
Yeah.
And it's
Untethered
like,
Soul,
it's so good. And it's like, he
That's-
talks
yeah, that's
about
where
it.
that's from.
It's like, instead of the emotion just going through, it gets stuck in your heart, and then you always have it. So you have to let it go through. Like you would do with any other car, any other color, it's okay, it's there. Acknowledge it and let it go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Let's do what was your best investment this year, and how do you manage your time the best? Because you do a lot of content and this and that. So let's start with your best investment. Like, can be money, money wise, it can be something that you did, like something that you're like, wow, I'm really grateful that I did that.
I'd say spirituality. Yeah, just like investing the time to be real with yourself and be a better person. So best investment is myself.
That's good.
Yeah. You? And her for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put a lot of money on her.
yeah. So imagine, no, just investing time
Yeah.
into our relationship.
That's
I
good.
would say time with you and a lot of travel. Travel's just so important. I think people underestimate travel. Every time I travel, I grow, like, as a person.
Yeah.
It's just, you see so many things.
The best.
But do you know why? What's crazy is because when you, like from before we were saying, when you live from your familiar emotions, like let's say people wake up, they want to have a coffee because they're familiar with how it makes them feel, like they need a coffee to get up.
It makes them feel good because they know it. They don't like to be in the unknown.
Yeah. So when
Yeah.
you travel, people don't realize you go into the unknown,
Yes.
and that's why you have the shift of,
It's so
realizations.
good.
It's not the regular day-to-day thing. It's just everything's out the window.
Yeah. The last podcast we talked about it.
Oh,
the
really?
guys,
Yeah.
Clint was like traveling, and I was like, yeah, traveling is the best. The best investment you can ever do.
You don't know who
It
you're
is
going to
tiring.
meet, what you're going to eat.
Yeah. And you should go with the flow.
Yes.
It's so funny because someone was like, So I have a friend coming in town tomorrow, and they're like, "What you gonna do?" I don't know. Fucking do it with the flow. Like she's in vacation. We're gonna go. We're gonna wake up and see. Like me when I travel,
you don't need to control everything.
Yeah, I don't like everything that packed. If you want to do skydiving or stuff like that in another country like Dubai, book it in advance. Because last time it was like, oh, Mike, we have 3 weeks of booking.
Yeah.
But like, you can book a few activity there and there. But I hate when my schedule is packed. Yeah. Like I'm gonna wake up and say I'm gonna do this, and then I just want to do it however I want. Like one day I feel like hiking, I go.
Yeah. But that's the life of a creator. You know, you create your own life, and for sure. Tell them about the Uber driver we had up into the mountains and like how like that experience.
In Colombia?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this Uber driver who, what was the place we were going to called?
Cristo Rey, I think it was called.
Cristo Rey, yeah. And he was taking us up, and he was the happiest guy ever. And like, what he was earning on that Uber, we were with him for like 3 hours, and I think the Uber was like $4.
You know, we were skeptical. They're like, "Why is he being so?"
Like,
"Why is he being so nice?"
Like he has to be like some catch here. He's gonna like try like steal something of us. But he was so lovely. I was like, surely not. He'll want a big tip, right? So we finished the ride. It's 3 hours later, and then
we didn't have Colombian pesos on us. I just had like my credit card.
And they don't take US dollars there, like in cash either. And so he went to tip him like a big tip, and then Uber was like limit reached, and it was like $5 tip, and we're like, oh my god, and we have no cash. And then he goes, don't worry about it, we're friends, don't even tip me. And we're like,
what?
Oh my god, we're like weird tipping you. I don't know what we ended up doing. Somehow we sent him money, but like he was so happy, and he actually wasn't doing it for money. He just enjoyed his day with us, and I was like,
from him, any Uber driver could have just dropped us off at the top of the hill where there was no reception, and he's like, "Oh, it'll be hard for you to get a ride back, so I'll wait for you. I'll pay for the valet."
He paid for it. He got us little souvenirs.
He came out of the car. He's like taking photos of us. He's like, "Yeah, let me." I'm like, "Oh my, like, bro, this is like," and this is what happens when you just love the world. Like people just they reciprocate
they feel
the energy.
Vibration. In Bali was the same. People were so nice. That's why I almost moved there. One day I forgot the key on the scooter the whole day.
No,
I come back, the scooter is still there. I'm like, wow. Okay.
Very like, were you stressing about it? Like,
I didn't even think about it. And I was at the hotel, and then I was just leaving my MacBook, $5,000 brand new MacBook on the chair, and I'm like, my friend's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, bro, we're gonna go walk like 30 minutes on the beach. Like, people don't steal here. And I'm like, okay, let's go. And I go and I come back 30 minutes later, my laptop's still there. He left this too.
Wow.
And like,
wait, is it in Bali?
Yeah, we're in a luxurious hotel, but like people could steal it. Like, and even the like just people in general. But my friend was like, just don't put the energy in the air. Like, don't think about stealing and this and that, and just let it go. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. And people were so nice. Like, as you said, sometimes like you feel with those people that they don't have anything, they don't have money, but they're super genuine and they just love life.
But I feel like that's why, because they don't have it.
Yeah. Yes, because they don't have everything.
But they love it.
Yeah.
They love life. So that's what it's good. So yeah, that's cool to end the podcast.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Like, love your life, be nice with people, and do it genuinely. Don't force anything.
And embrace the unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So congratulations on your song. I know that I listened to a few other of your stuff. It's good. Like, I'm sure it's gonna pop.
Yeah.
If you want to give your handle, social media, TikTok, whatever, so people can find you.
Sure. So my name's tayoricci, TAYORICCI on Instagram and all music.
I'm Scarlet Vas, SCARLETVAS on pretty much everything. Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming, guys. I like your vibration. Like, it was funny because we met because of a friend, and then after a few times, I was like, fuck, this guy's talking like me. The younger version. And yeah, you're super cool, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.